Hi, welcome to the OU Writing Center's online resources. In this video, we'll discuss active and passive voice. We'll start off by first defining active and passive voice before looking at a few examples and touching on things to consider when using each. Then, we'll close by discussing what active and passive voice offer us as communicators. Let's get started. Active voice shows the subject of the sentence is performing the action. Let's look at that in an example sentence. The owl chased the mouse. Here, the owl is the subject of our sentence and is performing the action of chasing. Subject performs action of the verb, active voice. With the passive voice, the subject of the sentence doesn't act, but instead is acted upon, or receives the action of the verb. Let's flip our example sentence to see how passive voice operates. The mouse was chased by the owl. Due to passive voice here, the subject of the mouse is receiving the action of the verb performed by the owl. The mouse is being chased. Now, let's look at a few things to consider regarding active and passive voice. Academic disciplines and fields in the humanities, such as history, English, arts, music, and philosophy, tend to use active voice primarily. It's a stylistic choice enacted across genres and contexts. For example, both MLA and Chicago style prefer using active voice. Passive voice, though, is the preferred approach for many disciplines in science, technology, engineering, and math, the social sciences, and education. We can see this in citation style guides within these fields, such as APA and ASA. These are broad categories, and application can vary within disciplines. In interdisciplinary fields, such as women and gender studies, ethnic studies, and queer studies, active voice is often preferred. Whichever field you're writing in, it's smart to make yourself aware of expectations for writing in that discipline. Ultimately, passive and active voice are tools that allow us to do specific work in specific contexts. Let's focus on active voice first. Basic sentence patterns in English most often place the subject first, to be followed by the verbs and extras afterwards. Readers bring this knowledge with them, often without realizing it, so active voice can help meet these expectations. This allows a reader to recognize what's familiar and pace themselves as the different parts of a sentence are linked together. This can make it easier for a reader to follow the meaning being created. Passive voice also allows us to do very specific work. One thing passive voice enables us to do is highlight the experience or viewpoint of a person or thing that's receiving the action in a sentence. Think back to the mouse and the owl from our earlier example. The mouse was chased by the owl sets us up to see things from the mouse's point of view. Passive voice also allows someone to acknowledge something happened without assigning responsibility for what occurred to a person or group. You'll see this in statements made by public figures, companies, or government officials when facing controversy or scandal. "We regret mistakes were made" allows a speaker to admit something happened while deflecting or skirting around naming those responsible. Thanks again for checking out the OU Writing Center's online resources. We hope this video on active and passive voice helps give you a better idea about how you can use them to do specific work in your own writing. Click that subscribe button below to be notified each time we upload new videos and resources to help you grow as a writer. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at OU Writes. Write on, University!